All right, so let's go back to today's webinar, Solera Hybrid 365 Solar. Before jumping right into the specification of the fixture, I'll ask Vanessa to give you kind of a big picture of what's out there in terms of outside fixture, and also give you a little bit of information as to what is a 100% off-grid lighting in order for you to have enough knowledge to fully understand what we're referring to when we talk about hybrid solar. Up to you, Vanessa.
Thank you, Kathleen. Okay, so I think it's very important to just lay out what we can see right now on the market and to really understand what each type of fixture is actually costing us in energy. So we still have HID lights that are still existing on our market. We have LEDs, which is something that we started about 10 years ago. And we're starting to slowly see the new 100% off-grid lights. So HID, if we're looking here, will cost us about $3 signs for our comparison. So something that's quite costly. If we're looking at our LEDs, we have that $1 sign. So we're looking at about 66 to 70% saving compared to HID. If we're looking on the right here on the slide, we have our 100% off-grid fixtures, which I see here is costing us $0. This is the big picture. If I'm looking at this $0 sign, that's what's interesting for my pocket. So why aren't we seeing more of this? Here are some of the roadblocks that we see in Canada and in the northern US right now. So the light fixtures that we see on the market that are 100% solar are extremely expensive to purchase. So I wouldn't even call them fixtures, I would call them more systems. So it's really a flat panel, a battery system that actually needs to be dug into the ground to keep warm. Why? Because a lot of these types of batteries are not cold resistant, which is something that we see obviously in northern US and Canada. It gets quite cold. Also, we need to remember that these solar lights are completely weather dependent. So if there are clouds, if the sun is not out, if it is cold, this will affect the way that the solar fixtures work and the location. So we cannot install these 100% off-grid systems or fixtures everywhere. As an example, we can look here, if we put our solar panel under a tree, and the tree is blocking the sunlight, then we're not going to be able to charge that battery to function our system or fixture. So light efficient design had to ask themselves, how could they use solar without all the roadblocks? So this was combining solar and electricity. This means, okay, that this is a solar fixture that will be on 100% of the time.
So now you understand why we think the Solera hybrid is, in our opinion, the fixture of the future. But first, you have to make sure that you treat your Solera as a solar fixture first in order to maximize your savings, but also reduce your environmental footprint. Light efficient design has worked on the Solera hybrid as if the electricity wasn't a backup plan. So what this means is that they came up with a solid set of features to maximize the power of the solar first. So what they've done is that they've worked on different type of features, such as the flexibility of the solar panel, the durability and the solidity of the components, its remarkably cold resistant battery, as well as great sets of control capabilities. So let's start by talking about the flexibility of the panels. As Vanessa explained earlier, trees or buildings that prevent the sun from hitting the panel has a direct impact on the battery charge. In addition to that, our location on the globe also play a major role in the equation. Most of the solar panels that you'll find on the market have a fixed solar panel. This isn't optional for a part of the world. So as you can see on our screen at the moment, the Quebec region, or let's say Canada, for instance, is in the blue area. That means that the perfect angle to hit the sun should be positioned at 45 degrees. So if you were to have a flat panel all the time, you wouldn't be able to optimize the energy coming from the sun. As you can see on the pictures right here, the pivot feature on the Solera can really help you seek the best axis possible. So we've put this specification here, but Vanessa has the real Solera hybrid at her place. So can you walk us through the specification?
So this is the actual solar panel that you would fix onto the actual battery pack with the LEDs. So the solar panel is 15.9 inches wide. It is 31.5 inches long and 1 inch thick. And this is the fixture. So the fixture right here is 16.3 inches long and 11.2 inches wide. You can see here the LEDs and the bracket to install that solar panel. The whole thing weighs about 30 pounds.
Quite heavy.
Exactly. It's like for my next slide. Very important to mention that obviously this fixture is built extremely solid out of die-cast aluminum, weather resistant, so made to withstand winds, obviously, and all of the wonderful Canadian weather we will be seeing soon. Also to mention, so they've thought we don't need to purchase, we could technically purchase a new pole. We can actually reuse the poles that are existing. So whatever is installed, whether it be HID or LED lights, we take that fixture off and we can mount our new Solera hybrid fixture with any of the flexible mounting brackets that we see here. Third, actually, very important aspect of the Solera Hybrid 365 is that they work very hard on developing a battery that is going to resist extreme temperatures, which is what we see in Canada. Okay, so the battery is actually going to be able to charge between minus 20 degrees Celsius and plus 60 degrees Celsius. The fixture operating temperature, so the fixture will completely operate from minus 40 degrees Celsius to 60 degrees Celsius. You need 7 hours of daylight to get 50 hours of battery life, and you have a replaceable battery.
Now to the last and fourth feature of the Solera hybrid, it's remote control capabilities. So the Solera hybrid is equipped with a motion detector as well as a dimmer to allow you to define the lighting parameters according to your own needs. So I've put an example right here. Well, you could decide to, for instance, lit a dog's park at 100% light level when you're coming home from work and you need to go walk your dog. So between, let's say, 6 p.m. and 9 p.m. However, you could set your dimmer to go down at 50% of light for the rest of the night, as there's little to no one, pedestrians or activity in the park in the middle of the night. With the motion sensor on each of the Solera fixture, you could, though, however, decide to add additional rule to increase back your light level at 80% if an animal or pedestrian is detected in the middle of the night. So this example is just to let you know that you can definitely help save energy from your battery if, rather than go full out at 100%, reduce the light level a little during the night. So I've put a little drawing of the remote control. Each Solera hybrid comes with its own remote control. However, you can use one to lit all of your Solera. So for instance, I'm gonna show you how the remote control works. You have the positive and the negative button. This helps you increase and decrease the data. By data, I mean the time, the power, the different motion settings. So once you have try all of those settings, you can press on test. So this way you can test the different light levels. And once you're ready, you just set your parameters and send your working parameters away to the other lightings. Okay, so there's a study that has been made by Light Efficient team in about 12 cities, including Montreal, where they have released a report comparing the operating cost of a 250 watt HID fixture to a Solera hybrid. So since the Solera draw most of its energy from the sun, the difference in operating costs is obvious. As you can see, there's $180 difference between the two type of fixture. So imagine if you have 25 of those in a parking lot, or if you have 100 of those on a road. The economy is just exponential.
Time for a recap. Okay, so this is a fixture that will work off of 120, 277, and 347 volts. The battery life is 50 hours. It will charge between minus 20 degrees Celsius to plus 60 degrees Celsius. It's a battery that's actually travel certified, so UN 38.3. The battery is replaceable. It has a motion sensor, 100,000 hours life rated, 5-year warranty. Okay, so we're comparing this to a 250 watt. It only uses 30 watts to run, comes in 4,000 K, 5,900 lumens. It is DLC premium, and it is certified CUL and CETL.
Amazing. So where essentially can I install the Solera hybrid?
Well, Corinne, everywhere.
Such as, can you give me more examples?
So we're going to go through a few images just to give you guys an idea. So obviously roadways, bike paths, seaways, seawalls, all of these different types of applications. But then we can even go into so hospitals, residential areas, campuses, schools, bike paths, parks, literally anywhere.
All right. And so let's say I don't have electricity at all in my park, at my home, on the road. Is Light Efficient Design also offering 100% of grid lights?
So other than the hybrid solar product, Light Efficient Design did start out with a huge line of 100% off-grid product. So if you look at this slide right here, they have this in their product offering. So we have wall packs, mini wall packs, step lights, bollards, floodlights, decorative post ops, sign lights, and area lights.
Amazing, thank you.